तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्म उपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु। तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ओम शांति शांति शांति। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओमित्येतदक्षरमुद्गीतमुपासीत ओमिति ह्युद्गायते तस्योपव्याख्यानम्। Page 283. पुरुषं सौम्य उत उपतापिनम् ज्ञातः पर्युपासते जानासि मामिति तस्य यावत् न वाङ् मनसि सम्पद्यते मनः प्राणे प्राणस्तेजसि तेजः परस्यां देवतायां तावज्जानाति। अथ यदा अस्य वाङ् मनसि सम्पद्यते मनः प्राणे प्राणस्तेजसि तेजः परस्यां देवतायां अथ न जानाति। So this passages thus describe the method or the sequence of departure of a person from this body. Bhasharikara said, samsarino yo marana kramaha sevayam vidushopi satsambatti kramaha iti. The krama, the process of merger, of becoming one with Sat, is the same between both the samsari as well as the vidwan or a wise person. Ididaha, which is what the Shruti means by saying Parasyam Devatayam Teji Sampanne Atha na Janati. Tejasi Parasyam Devatayam Sampanne. When Tejas, the warmth element fire, which stands for all the 5 elements, again which also includes Jiva, when all of that merges into Parasyam Devatayam, the Supreme Deity, Atha na Janati, then it does not know. Bhashyakara, this means that the krama, the sequence of merger into Sat after the death is the same for a wise person as well as an ignorant person. The difference is what happens afterwards. Avidvamstu sata utthaya prag bhavidam vyaghradibhavam deva manusyadibhavam va dishati. In the ignorant person, because ignorance remains, and therefore the vasanas also remain. The tendency to identify with the body remains because of ignorance. Therefore, when he departed from the previous body, he departed with the vasana or the tendency to identify with the body. Therefore, when he is born, so that is what makes him emerge from Sat. Just as in deep sleep state also, even though a jiva merges into Sat, but because the avidya, kama, karma, the ignorance, the desires, all these samskaras, all they remain, this is what make this person emerge back from Sat. So for an ignorant person in whom these samskaras remain, they make him emerge again from Sat. And Vyagradi Bhavam, depending on his karma, he enters the body of a tiger or a devata or a human being. Vidvamstu Shastracharyopadeshajanita Jnana Pradignadipa Prakashidam Sad Brahmatmanam Pravishya. Whereas when the wise person enters that Sat, he enters with his knowledge, so Jnanadipa Prakashidam Sad Brahmatmanam. It is by the lamp of knowledge that illumines his true nature that I am Sat, I am Brahma. Sat Brahma is myself, that's what I am. So that Swarupa, or the true nature of his, is illumined by the lamp of knowledge. So with that he enters Sat. So it is not so much that you enter the Sat, it is with what knowledge you enter. So I am a Vyagraha, I am a tiger, I am a Devata, I am a Manushya. In that manner, he merges into Sat, he emerges the same way. But I am Sat, Brahma I am. With that illumination, he enters the Sat, then he already is Sat. There is no question of emerging. Because before merging also, he was already merged. Therefore, he does not emerge from that. Na avartate desha sat sampatti kramaha. Na avartate, he does not emerge and therefore does not come back into this samsara. Then, said Anandagiri, Ekadeshi mathamuthapya pratyachaste. Bhashyakara now here takes up for discussion the opinion of Ekadeshi, for Vedantin, who somewhat differs in certain details. Or says the other Tika in the line 35, Prakrita Shrutindrasyam Purupaksham Aha. This Shruti, Atha na Janati. As this Tikakara maintains, this passage says the Satsambhati Krama of a wise person. Atha na Janati is meant to show there is Vishesha Vijnana Abhava. What is Vishesha Vijnanam? That Aham Evam Bhutaha, I am so and so. That notion arising from the identification of the body is Vishesha Vijnanam. Athana Janati shows the absence of Vishesha Vijnanam, meaning the wise person no more has the identification with the Upadhi. This is Prakriti Shruti, that Prakriti Shruti. So this passage, Nirasyam Purva Pakshama, this passage dismisses the opinion of the Purva Paksha, which is what Bhashyakara presents here. So we'll read that passage again, last line on the page 284. Anyetu murdhanyaya nadya utkramya adityadidvarana sadgacchante ityahuhu tat asata. Anyetu, others. Murdhanya nadya. So by the nadi, by the vein which proceeds up there, the Sushumna nadi. Shatam Jaika Hridayasya Nadya. Kathopanishad says that there are Shatam, 101 nadis, the nerves which emerge from the heart. Tasam Eka, from there, one of them goes straight up, that's the Sushumna nadi. Other nadis, or the nerves, go in different directions. So, a person who has performed the meditation upon Saguna Brahma and achieved the identification with Saguna Brahma, he goes to Brahma Loka, which is the Loka of Saguna Brahma. For that, he departs from this nerve, which is the Sushumna Nadi, emerges from the crown of the head. So they say even for the wise person, meaning for Brahmagnani also that is the krama. So there is the description of departing from this body through the Sushumna Nadi from the crown of the head. It's all right. But now, who is that description for? Vedantin says that's the description for the Upasaka of Saguna Brahma. Somebody says no, that description also applies to a Brahmagnani, a knower of Brahman. Adityadidvarana sadgachanti. Sat is not here, it is in Brahmaloka. And that's where they reach Aditya Dvarana along the gateway of the sun. So says the Tika in the line 26, Atha na janatiti prakrita shruti virodhat na evamiti. That opinion, that na janati, as this Tikakara says, that shows the absence of Vishesha Vijnanam, that I am so and so, arising from identification with the Upadhi. Now for Archirarthi Marga also he should have that identification which takes him there. The Vishesha Vijnana remains. Vishesha Vijnana, I am Hiranyagarbha, So whatever Devata he is meditating upon, there is an identification with that Devata. So as the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad describes, while departing from his body, the top of the heart gets lightened up. There is the vision of what the next embodiment is going to be. So if he has meditated upon Saguna Brahma for the whole of his life, then his identification, I am Saguna Brahma, I am Hiranyagarbha, which is Vishesha Vijnanam. Which means that even with Upasana, Vishesha Vijnana remains. This passage says, Athana Janadi, shows the absence of Vishesha Vijnanam. Even that I am Hiranyagarbha also is Vishesha Vijnanam. That also is not there. I am Sat Brahmatma. Sat Brahma I am. So this Shruti, in as much as denies the presence of any knowledge, any ahankara arising from identification with whatever upadhi it is, therefore this opinion that he goes to Archirardi Marga is wrong. For going to Archirardi Marga, Uttarayana Marga, northern solstice also, he should have this identification. I am Hiranyagarbhoham. He goes to Brahmaloka. Brahmaloka is the realm of Brahma or Hiranyagarbha. And he will go there if he has this identification, I am Hiranyagarbha, then he will reach that destination. But this passage denies the presence of any kind of Vishesha Vijnanam. Therefore, the wise person departs with no notion that I am so and so. So Vashyakara said, Tat Asat. So this Tikakara continues to interpret, Bhashya also, as he has interpreted the passage and everything. So Tat Asat, that is wrong, which is what Bhashyakara said. He is recording this Tikakara says that in light of what this Shruti says, that the wise person departs without any Vishesha Jnanam or without any ego of any kind. Therefore, he cannot go to Archirardi Marga. Then the Tikakara says further, Gantra Gantavya Tat Phaladi Bhed Darshanasya Gamana Vyaptatvat Tesham Cha Jnanenam Bhaditatvat Gati Abhavati Hetvantaramaha. So one hetu, Tadasat, is absence of Vishesha Vijnanam. Second hetu, Gamana Vyaptatvat. Gamanam means the gati, the travel along the northern solstice or southern solstice or whatever. That travel requires what? Gantru Gantavya Tat Phaladi Bheda Darshanam. It requires Bheda Darshanam. It requires seeing as different from oneself. That Gantru, I am the goer, Gantavya. So that is the destination I have to reach, which is different from me. Tatphala, as a result of reaching the destination, I will get such and such phala, which is again different from me. So, for an ignorant person who takes himself to be this body, mind, sense complex, he looks upon himself as a traveler who is traveling from this world to the other world. So I am the traveler, the other world is what I have to reach. After reaching that, I will get such and such pleasure. So Gantru, Gantavya, Tatphala, Adi Bheda Darshanam. Only one with this notion of Bheda or the duality between all of these factors. Gamana Vyapyatvat. That notion is required for Gamanam, for Gati or the travel to take place after departing from this body. Tesham cha jnanena bhaditatvat. But in light of the knowledge that I am Brahman, I am Sat Brahmatma, the Ganta also is gone, Gantavya also is gone, the Phalam also is gone, everything is gone. All Karakas are gone. Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavihi, Brahmagnau, Brahmanahutam, Brahmavatena Gantavyam, Brahma Karma Samadhina. Arpanam, the chamas, the ladder with which you offer the oblation, there also is Brahman. Brahmahavihi, the oblation which you offer also is Brahman. Brahmagnau, the fire into which you make offering also is Brahman. Brahmanahutam, the offerer also is Brahman. Hutam, the whole action also is Brahman. Meaning that in the vision of the wise person, this difference is. So for performance of any action you require all these different karakas or accessories. You require karta, karma, karana, at least these things you require. But karta also is Brahma. Karma also is Brahma. Karta means the offerer. Karma means an oblation. Karana means a ladle. All of them Brahman. So when this karaka accessory is not there, no action can be performed. So gamanam also is an action. Traveling also is an action. That also requires a notion that I am the traveler. I have to reach a destination. This is the path. After reaching destination, this is what I will accomplish. All of these things are different from each other. Only when that notion is there, then the traveling can take place. But I am already the destination. Suppose the destination I am, the traveler I am, the destination I am, the moment I am, the result, then where is it going? So, even the act of going cannot take place when the notion of duality is gone. So, tesham cha jnanena bhaditatvat. The notion of gantru, gantavya, phala, all bhaditatvat, all of this is negated in the light of the knowledge that everything is Brahman. Sarvam khalvedam Brahma. All of that is Brahman. Therefore, what you require for gamanam to take place, for gamanam, for the travel to take place, you require all these factors which are no more. Therefore, travel cannot take place. So, gati abhava haiti. So, therefore, first is that this contention that the wise person also, after departing, that he departs from this body, number one. And that he travels along the northern solstice, this is wrong because that requires Vishesha Jnanam which it doesn't have. Vishesha Jnanam, I am so and so. Secondly, he requires Veda Darshanam. For the journey to happen, he requires Veda Darshanam, that I am the traveler, that is the destination, etc. That is also not there. So that's the other hetu. So Deshe Bhashyakara says, देश काल निमित्त फलाभिसंधानेन गमन दर्शनात् नहीं सदात्मैकत्वदर्शिनः सत्याभिसंधस्य देश काल निमित्त फलादि अनृत अभिसंधेहि उपपद्यते विरोधात्. So gamana darshanat, gamanam, the going, the movement, the travel is seen when? Desha, kala, nimitta, phala, abhisandhanena. So only when this abhisandhanam is there, only when one looks upon this as real, the time, place, nimitta the means, phala the result. So that abhisandhanam is there. When that meditation is there, when your attention is focused into this, abhisandhanam or abhisandhi means the intention, your inner opinion, your inner understanding. So when the abhisandhanam is there, that desha is different, kala is different, nimitta is different, phala is different. Meaning when the abhisandhanam, when the intention or the understanding is that the duality is real, gamana darshanat, then only gamanam or going is possible, as we just discussed. Says Bhavatu, says Anandagiri, Vidushopi, Tat Abhisandhi Purvakam Gamanam. Why not for the wise person also? He also departs with the thought that the destination is different, I am the traveler, why not? So Bhashyakara says, Nahi sadatmaikatvadarshina. So one who sees himself as Sat, Atma, I am Sadatma, I am the nature of Sat, Ekatvadarshina. So one who sees himself as one or identical to Sat, and therefore sees himself as identical to everything, Ekatvadarshina, who does not see the duality. For whom the Gantavya, the Gamanam, the Ganta, the Phalam, the Nimittam, all of this is Ekatva. All of this is Brahman, which is reality. Satya Visandasya. And therefore, one who is, in whose awareness, there is awareness of reality, Abhisandhi. So one who meditates upon, or one who is aware of, one who abides in this Satyam. So he is a person who abides in falsehood. He is a person who abides in Satya, or the reality. Deshakal. So either you can be abiding in truth, or you can abide in the falsehood. Satyam or Anrutam. So one who abides in Satyam, he cannot simultaneously abide also in Anrutam or falsehood. Of Desha, Kala, Nimitta, Phaladi, Anruta. All these notions of the space and time and the result and etc., all of these are product of ignorance. It is false because the reality is Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. What is Brahman. So space also is there, time also is there. It is all Brahman. So one who sees space, time, everything is Brahman, he sees all right. Yaf pashyati, sa pashyati. Other person, even though seeing, does not see. Who thinks face is different, time is different, action is different, result is different, and everything is different. Anruta Abhisandhi, he abides in the knowledge of Anruta, of falsehood, of what is wrong. So these two things cannot go simultaneously, virodhat, mutually exclusive. Either you see the truth, you see the falsehood. You cannot see both of them together. So one who sees falsehood does not see the truth. One who sees truth cannot see the falsehood. Therefore, he cannot look upon himself as a Ganta or a traveler or space-time as different from him. So that's Tika said, Phala Visandhana iti tas sattva buddhya iti. That phalam is real, gamanam is real, ganta is real, all because of ignorance. Adi shabdena gatya gati gruhyete. Desha kala nimitta phaladi. Phala adi means what? Gati, agati, going, coming, all of this is real. The plane is real, pleasure is real, punya is real, papa is real, karma is real, karma phala is real, the desha is real, going is real, coming is real. This abhisandhi, this manyata, this belief, this conclusion, this opinion is abhisandhi. So we may not necessarily think about all that, but this is built in there. In whatever we do, this abhisandhi or this notion of duality being real is built in. So habitually I take myself as a goer, as a karta. And thereby I become a bhokta. So anruta abhisandhi, that giving reality to the duality is there. So that's the second hetu. Then the tika says, Kinche gati hetunam avidyadinam vidyanasat sarupatopi abhavat gati anupattityaha. Kinche gati hetunam avidyadinam, ignorance etc., which are the reasons for gati or for travel. Vidya nashat. So the knowledge dispels ignorance and also dispels therefore all the notions born of ignorance. So notion of duality is born of ignorance. So when ignorance is dispelled by knowledge, then all the notions also are dispelled. So avidyana vidyanashat swarupatopi abhavat. So in reality for the wise person there is no movement, there is no travelling, swarupatopi. Gati anupattihi, therefore it is not tenable that there is gati or travel. Ityaha avidya iti. So Bhashyakara says, or that's what Anandagiri also said, Sadvijnanavatah gaman ayoge hetvantaramaha. Sadvijnanavatah, for the wise person who has the knowledge of Sat or Brahman is the self, gaman ayoge, how there is no movement or no travel, is hetvantaram. Another hetu is said, avidya iti. Avidya kama karmanam cha gamana nimittanam sadvijnana hutasana viplashtatvat gamana anupattihi eva. Again, gamana nimittanam. So avidya, so those which are reasons for gamanam or travelling, avidya kama karmanam, the ignorance, avidya kama karma. Ignorance gives rise to a sense of inadequacy, that gives rise to the desire, that gives rise to an action, that gives rise to a result, which gives rise to the going to next world, which gives rise to a travel. So when ignorance of the self is there, then all of this happens. Gaman nimittanam, they are all the reasons for gamana or travel. Sadvijnana hutasana viplashtatvat. Viplashtatvat, they are burnt away. Hutasana, by the fire of sadvijnana, of the knowledge of Sat. So in all way, as much as the causes or reasons for the travel, which is ignorance and products of ignorance, they being dispelled by the knowledge or dispelled by the light of knowledge. Gamana anupattihi, therefore, it is not tenable that there is gamanam or travel. Says Anandagiri, Vidushaha avidya kama karmana bhave pramanamaha. So this is based on logic. What Bhashyakara presented is based on reasoning. But then it is supported by Shruti. So Vidushaha avidya kama karmanam abhave. That for the wise person there is abhava or absence of ignorance and the desire and the action. Pramanamaha, Bhashyakara presents here the passage from the Upanishad, Mundaka Upanishad here. Says Bhashya, Paryapta kamasya kritatmanastu ihaiva sarve praviliyanti kamaha ityadi atharvane. Paryapta kamasya kritatmanastu. Look at the Tika on the line 29. So, Paryapta kamasya, Paritah sarvatah aptasya kamasya. Paryapta kamasya, one whose all kamanas or desires are satisfied in every way. Paritah sarvatah aptasya. So one whose desires are satisfied in every way. Ihaiva sarve praviliyanti kamaha. Ihaiva sarve kamaha viliyante. Well, naturally there are no kamas left. In the way when one's desires are all satisfied, no more desires are left even while the person is in this body. That's important. The idea is that is called Jivan Mukti or liberation while one is alive. Yada sarve pramuchyante kama yasya hridishritaha athamartyo mruto bhavati atra brahma samashnute. Yada sarve pramuchyante kama asya hridishritaha. Hridishritaha kamaha. All the desires which are lodged in the heart, when all of them depart. Atha martyo amrito bhavati, becomes immortal. Atra brahma samashnute, that is Brahman here itself. So, eva sarve kama viliyante. All the desires have completely waned away, exhausted away, dropped away here itself. Why is so? Krutatmana nischayena abhivyaktatmana iti shrutyartha. Krutatmana means one who has gained complete satisfaction in life. Krutatmana. This Tikakara says, of course, nischayena abhivyaktatmana, whose Atma is very well manifest as I am Brahman. A Krutatma means one who has gained a complete satisfaction in life on account of the knowledge that Purnaham, that I am a complete being. In the wake of that knowledge, one is completely satisfied, because of which all the desires are gone. And therefore, the very motive force for traveling to other world, that desire is no more there. Otherwise, along with the kamana, the person jayate tatra tassa kamavir jayate tatra tatra. If you desire, depart with desire, sakamavir jayate tatra tatra. When the desire is born in the respective place which is appropriate for fulfilling his desires. Tatasya kam abhave gaman anupattihi. Therefore, in absence of desire, there is no traveling from one world to the other. Siddhanagiri, nanu kama pravilayeva trashvete na vidya kama karma nirmokaha. Here the passage that you quoted just says paryapta kamasya, that he has no, so kama vilaya eva trashvete. Iheva sarve praviliyanti kamaha. All his desires, they all praviliyanti, merge right here. That's what this passage says. It doesn't say that the ignorance is gone. All the desires are gone. It doesn't say the ignorance is gone. Na vidya kam karma nirmokaha. The passage that you quoted does not say that avidya, kama, karma, all of them are gone. Only kamas are gone, it says. But it doesn't say avidya, kama, karma, everything is gone. Tatraha nadi iti, so Bhashyakara says, nadi samudra drishtanta shrutescha. Also Shruti gives nadi samudra drishtanta, the illustration of the rivers merging into ocean. From that illustration also, it is very clear that there is no more any passage or movement or travel for the wise person. Now, two Tikakaras are looking upon this as two different passages. So, Anandagiri explains passage from Mundaka Upanishad, whereas Abhinava Narayanandra explains from the Prashna Upanishad. So, यथा नद्यः चंद्रमाना समुद्रे अस्तं गच्छन्ति नाम रूपे विहाय तथा विद्वान् नाम रूपाद् विमुक्तः परात्परं पुरुषमुपैति दिव्यम. That's what the Mundaka Upanishad says. That's what Anandagiri explains. So यथा नद्यः चंद्रमाना समुद्रे अस्तं गच्छन्ति, यथा नद्यः गंगाद्याः नाम रूपे विहाय, giving up their names and forms. So rivers such as Ganga and others, नाम रूप विहाय, they drop their names and forms. Samudram pravishanti, enter the ocean. Tatha vidwan नाम रूपाद विमुक्तः. In a manner similar to that, vidvam nam rupe hitva. The wise person also, like a river, gives up his names and forms. Meaning, identification with his upadhi. Param Purusha upayati. Then he enters, becomes one with Param Purusha, the Supreme Purusha, the limitless Purusha, the limitless self. Iti Drishtanta Purvikayaha Shrutehe. So when Shruti gives the Drishtanta, the illustration of a river merging into ocean, but the river gives up its name and form. So what does it mean? Shrutehe. So how do you understand the Shruti? Nam Rupa Bija Avastha Avidya Nam Rupa Bija Avastha Vidyayaha Layaha Gamyate. So Nam Rupe Vihaya, that's what the Shruti says. Earlier Shruti said the Kamana goes, this Shruti says Nam Rupa also is given up. So what is Nam Rupa? Nam Rupa is the notion about oneself that arises from the identification with the upadhi. So therefore, when Nam Rupa can go when? Only when the cause of name and form goes away, which is ignorance. So bija means cause. Avidya is the bijam, the cause of the identification with the upadhi, which gives rise to the notion that I am so and so, I possess this name and form. So when the name and form is given up by the wise person, that can only happen when the cause of name and form also is given up, which is ignorance. So none of the Shruti specifically says that the wise person is free from ignorance. But from what they say, we derive this. One Shruti says that Yaheva sarve praviliyanti kamaha, all the kamanas, they merge here itself. Other Shruti says, Nam Rupe Vihaya, giving up name and form. So desire also is born of ignorance, and the notion of name and form also is born of ignorance. So when this is given up, that giving up is possible only when the cause is given up, otherwise it is not given up. In the deep sleep state, there is no desire, there is no name and form, but still ignorance is there. Therefore a person wakes up with desires and with the name and form. But when desires are all gone, names and forms are gone, means the cause also is gone, ignorance also is gone. Nase avidya kamayo abhave karmopattihi. When avidya is not there, kama is not there, karma cannot be. Ignorance gives rise to the desire to be free or complete. That gives rise to the karma, the action. So avidya kama is not there, karma also cannot be there. Na vidusha gati purvika sat sampattihi. Therefore, vidusha sat sampattihi, the vidwan, the wise person, becoming one with Sat, is not preceded by any travel. It takes place right here. There is no travel involved on the part of the wise person. Now going to the next tika, on the line 30th, here the tikakara also quotes the passage from Prashnopanishad, which also gives the same example of Nadi and Samudra. So it is from this that they say that Prashnopanishad is a commentary upon the Mundakopanishad. Because Mundakopanishad gives the example of the Nadi Samudra, and Prashnopanishad sort of amplifies that example. And so Prashnopanishad is the Brahmanopanishad and Mundakopanishad is the Mantropanishad. That's how. Other than that, I don't see any commentary, personally. Prashnopanishad, other than that, it is hard to see how it explains Mundakopanishad, but this example is definitely explained. So yatha imanadhyas chandamanaha samudrayanaha samudram prapya astam gacchandi vidyate tasam namarupe samudya ityevam prochyate. This is what Prashnopanishad says. स यथा इमाः नद्यः स्यन्दमानः समुद्रायणः. Samudrayana, so flowing in the direction of ocean. Syandamanaha, flowing. Samudrayana, flowing in the direction of ocean, not just flowing anywhere. Samudram prapya, when they attain Samudra, meaning when they reach this ocean, astam gacchandi, the rivers no more remain rivers, the rivers disappear. In what sense? Vidyete tasam nama rupe. The name and form of the river goes away. The river doesn't go away, the name and form goes away. So Vedantin says the river doesn't. So in the river also there are two aspects. One is the inherent, other is the incidental. So Swabhavikam and Naimittikam. Swabhavikam, inherent. Naimittikam, incidental. Like in a pot also, Swabhavikam and Naimittikam. The clay is the inherent nature of the pot. The name and form, the shape, etc. is incidental, subject to coming and going. Clay does not come and go, it is Swabhava, it is inherent. Whereas the form, etc. is incidental. So everywhere there is combination of the two. The inherent and the incidental. The satyam and the mithya. Both are there everywhere. Because without this mithya, the vehicle of mithya, satyam cannot manifest. So similarly in the river also there is something inherent, something incidental. The water is the inherent nature of the river. That it is the name and form. That is a certain form is incidental. What is incidental? Something that can be dropped. Something that can be given up. Regardless of what the river does, it cannot give up its nature of water, regardless of what it does. So even when the river merges in the ocean, that it is water, that remains. The name and form which is incidental for the river, so bhidyete tasam nama rupe. The river was holding on to this name and form, and therefore always entertaining notion that I am the Ganga, I am Yamuna. And therefore, as Ganga, the river suffers from a sense of separateness from Yamuna and sense separate from the ocean also. Even though they are all water, but still the sense of separatedness is there because of the identification with a name and form. But when the river merges into the ocean, by the grace of Ishvara, vidyete tasam nama rupe, the name and form goes away which it was holding on to. Its inherent nature remains. What is? Samudra ityevam prochyate. So true nature of river is ocean, which is water. But then, on account of identification with a given name and form, the river always suffers from this complex that I am only this much. And when the name and form is given up, it now attains Sve Mahimni Pratishtita. So, it gets abiding in its own Mahima of the glory, Samudra ityevam prochyate. Even Drishtanta. Evam eva. So, evam vidwan nam rupe ramavad vimuktaha parat param purusham upaye divyam. So it was said in the Mundakopanishad. Here it says, evam asya paridrashtuhu imaha shodashakalaha purushayanaha. There's another thing also. The Mundakopanishad talks about kala. Gataha kalaha panchadasha pratishtaha devasya sarve pratidevatasu. So Mundakopanishad said that the 15 kalas, they all merge into that sources. The devatas also go into their respective abodes, describing the process of Videha Mukti. That's what the Prashnopanishad also talks about Shodashakala. So imaha Shodashakala Purushayanaha. So what's a river in case of the wise person? His kala, his identification with his whole personality in the world, Purushayanaha. So when he gains a knowledge of the self, by becoming free from identification with the body, mind, sense complex, with these 16 kalas, you can say kalas are like the rivers that are all flowing towards the ocean of Atma. Imaha Shodasha Kalaha Purushayanaha. All the 16 kalas are flowing towards Purusha, the Paramatma, Purusham Prapya. Then become merging into Purusha. Astam Gachanti. All the kalas also Gataha Kalaha Panchadasha Pratishtha Kalaha Pratishtaha Gataha. Gataha Kalaha Panchadasha Pratishtaha. So Bhashyakara makes it a point to say that Pratishtaha is accusative plural. It's not nominative plural, accusative plural. So Pratishtaha Gataha. Therefore, they have gone to their Pratishtha, gone to their abode or their sources. Devasa Sarve Pratidevatasu Gataha. All the Devatas also, and so have gone to their respective abodes. What is it? Vijnana. Karmane Vijnanamayascha Sarve Vijnanamayasya Atma Pareve Sarva Eki Bhavanti. All karmas, all the jiva, all of them, they all merge into para. Eki Bhavanti. Here also Astam Gacchandi Vidyete Chasam Namarupe. The kalas of no more names and forms, all of them, so Purusha Ityavam Puruchyate. They are all called Purusha. This river is called Samudra, this wise person is called Purusha. It is Shruti, so that is the Nadi Samudra Drishtanta. It is Shruti, Samudra Drishtantena, Purusha Shabdita, Paradevata Sampatti Matrena, Kada Shabdita, Pranadalayam Vadanti, Gatim Varayanti. So that's Shruti. Vadanti, what did he say? Samudra Drishtantena, by the illustration of the ocean. Purusha Shabdita, Paradevata, Sampatti Matrena. Here, Prashnopanishad uses the word Purusha. Where Chandogya Upanishad says, Tejaha Parasyam Devatayam. So here, Parasyam Devata means Para Devata is the expression used by Chandogya Upanishad. The Prashnopanishad uses the expression Purusha, which means the same. It says Purusha Shabdita Paradevata Sampatti Matrana. So in Prashnopanishad Sampatti or becoming one with Purusha is told. Chandogya talks about the Sampatti or becoming one with this Paradevata. But there Purusha and Paradevata, here Paradevata, both are the same. So Sampatti becoming one also with the Supreme is the same. Otherwise, wait a minute. This says Paradevata and that says Purusha. They are talking of different things. They are not different things. Words are different. Sampatti Matrana Kala Sabdita Pranadilayam Vadanti. So Gataha Kalaha. So all prana, all of this layer, all of them merged. Gatim Varayati. The idea is that there is nothing to flow. So kalas are what they can flow, like a river. When all the kalas are merged, here it's into Purusha, here itself, where will they flow? Where is the passage? Where is the movement? Gatim Varayati. So Prashnopanishad also, the refutes or denies the gati or the passage or the travel after the death of the wise person. Kasmin vaham utkranta hoishyami, kasmin va pratisthate pratisthashyami, it is a pranam asrudayati shrutya. So these 16 kalas are created by the Paramatma with this thought. Kasmin vaham utkranta hoishyami. I am here all right, but how will I depart? So what departs, following which I will depart. So my servants will depart first, then I will depart. So who will depart? Following whom I will depart, that's what Paramatma thinks. Kasminam utkrante utkranta vishyami. What when it departs, I will also depart. Kasmin pratishtideva pratisthasami. And what when it is here, I'll be here. So the master cannot remain where the servant is not. Servant goes, the master also goes. Servant comes, master comes. Master stays as long as servant is there. So prana is a servant and Paramatma is a master. So when prana departs, Paramatma also departs. When prana is here, Paramatma is here. But when prana merges, there is no departure. So there was samaviliyante prana. So here also, when it said that vidyate tasam nam rupe, purusha ityavam prochate, so kala means prana. When kalas are all merged, prana also is merged. Therefore, the very possibility of the passage also is not there, travel, because Paramatma can travel, provided prana travels. If prana is merged here, there is no travel for the self also. Idi shrutya utkrantyadehe pranadi adhinatva uktehe. Utkranti, sthiti, all of this is pranadhina, is all dependent upon prana. But natasya prana utkramanti, iheva samavaniyante. For the wise person, the pranas do not depart, they merge into Brahman here itself. So it says, natasya prana utkramanti. That's what the Tikakar also says, atra brahma samashnute. For the wise person, the pranas do not depart. And what happens to them? Atra brahma samashrute. Here itself, they merge into Brahman. All these Smriti is quoted. Not kramanti muneh pranaha vyapi sarvagato hi sa tena vyaptamidam sarvam kuto utkramya yasyati ityadi. Smriti shatebhya cha yesha artha siddha ityartha. Smriti shatebhya. Hundreds of these smritis are there, wherever they are. So hundreds of them. This na utkramanti munehe prana. Munehe prana na utkramanti. The wise person, the pranas do not depart. Why? Because yasmat vyapi sarvagato hi saha. Because now he has become all pervading. By this knowledge that I am Brahman, he is all pervasive. So wise person has pervaded everything, so where will he go? Tena vyaptamidam sarvam. By the wise person, all of this is pervaded. Kuto utkramya yasyati. So, departing, where will he go? Because it's already everywhere. There is no place where he is not. And so the question of departure does not remain in case of the wise person. Ityadi smriti shadebhyascha esha artha siddha ityartha. From this another smriti is also this very artha. The very meaning is also siddha, is established. So, sat sampatti kramaha. For the wise person, the sequence of becoming one with sat is different from, so what is it? He becomes one with sat and does not emerge from that. The ignorant person, because of the avidya kama karma, emerges from that. That's the difference here. So read the next passage now, page 285. Sa esha anima aitadatmamidam sarvam tat satyam sa atma tattvamasi shvetaketo iti bhuya eva ma bhagavan vijñāpayatviti tatha somyeti hovacha. So yesha anima, that one here is the subtle essence. Aitat atmavidam sarvam, subtle essence. or whatever there is, the subtlest essence is this truth, is this Sat. Aitadatmadam sarvam. This Sat is the Atma of this whole universe. The whole universe has Sat as its Atma. Tat Satyam. And that Sat itself is Abhaditam, is non-negatable, therefore Satyam, absolute reality. Sa Atma, that Satya is the Atma, the self of the whole universe. Tattvamasi Shvetaketu, He Shvetaketu, that you are the self of the whole universe, which is Satyam, which is the absolute truth, which is Anima, which is subtle essence, because of which the universe has, which has its Atma. That's what you are, iti. So Bhashyakara says, Se ityadi samanam. All of this is to be explained as before. But then, bhuya evama bhagavan vijñāpayatu. Shvetiketu again says, may the reverser please explain to me again with an illustration. Tatha somyeti hovacha. The father, the teacher says, may it be so, my dear. So what is it that Shvetiketu now wants to clarify? So Bhashyakara explains that. Yadi marishyatah mumukshutascha tulya satsampattihi tatra vidvan satsampannah na avartate tu avidvan ityatra karanam drishtantena bhuya evama bhagavan vijñāpayatviti tatha somyeti hovacha. Yadi marishyatah mumukshatascha mumukshat. So this word moksha is from the root now much. So Vivekam moktamichha mumukshuda. This word moksha is derived from which root? Apte says it is derived from the root moksha. There is a root moksha. But ghai pratyaya is applied, becomes moksha. Common understanding is the word moksha is derived from the root much. Also mokshane. Moksha I could not find any forms, or but this Kali does mention a dhatu called moksha, and so does after dictionary. But other than that, much mokshane. And there its form is mumukshati, mumukshati desiderative, mumukshati, mumukshate, which means to lose or to set free, to leave, etc. So anyway, so then mumukshati, mumukshanti. So mumukshat means one who is releasing, who is loosening, who is leaving, who is setting free. So mumukshatascha, sixth case. Marishyatah mumukshatascha, one who is dying or one who is being liberated. Two things. One who is ignorant, other one who is wise. Ignorant person simply dies to be born again. The wise person gets liberated, not to be born again. So, marishyatah mumukshatasya tulya sat sampattihi. Ignorant person as well as wise person, both of them, their merge into sat is similar. So that is what the earlier passage said, that's what Bhashyakara repeats here, Sat sampati still that accepts. Tatra vidvan sat sampannah na avartate. So earlier passage simply said or described the sequence of becoming one with Sat, which applies to both the ignorant as well as the wise person. But you made a statement, avidvamsu sata utthaya prag bhavitam bhavam vishati. Ignorant person emerging from Sat again enters into the same body, mind, sense complex. Vidvamstu Sat Brahmatmanam Pravishya na avartate. Whereas wise person does not return, so you say it. Atra karanam drishtantena bhuyama bhagavan vijñāpatu. What's the reason? Sat sampanna vidvan na avartate. Avartate vidvan. Ignorant person merges from Sat and the wise person does not emerge from, ignorant emerges from the Sat, wise person does not emerge from Sat. So what's the reason? Iti, that reason, drishtantena bhuya evama bhagavan vijñāpayati. The revered sir may please explain that with drishtanta or illustration. Tatha somya, may it be so, my dear. That's what the teacher, the father said. Now this is explained by Anandagiri says, Vimataha sat sampannaha punaravrittim arhati. Sat sampannatvat maranakale sat sampannavat. That's one. So, Vimataha, Vimata means what? The wise person here, which is under dispute. Sat sampanna punaravrittim. The wise person also, even though he has merged into Sat, punaravrittim arhati. Wise person also should emerge from Sat. Why? Sat sampannatvat. Because for the ignorant person and wise person, the Sat sampatti, to merge into Sat, is the same. So if the ignorant person emerges from Sat, wise also should emerge from Sat because merger into Sat is the same. Sat maranakale Sat sampannavat. So like an ignorant person, wise person, because Sat sampatti, becoming one with Sat is same in both of them. Therefore, wise person also emerges from Sat. That's one thing. Or Vimato va vishesha jnana abhava na atyantika vishesha vijnana abhavatvat maranakalina vishesha vijnana abhavaditi. Or you say that, wait a minute, the difference between the ignorant person and the wise person is that the wise ignorant goes with vishesha vijnanam, I am so and so. And the wise goes without vishesha vijnanam. So vimataha va vishesh. So that vishesha vijnana bhava, the absence of this notion that I am so and so, how long will it remain? No, atyantika is not forever. Why? Vishesha vijnana bhavatvat maranakalina vishesha vijnana bhavat. Look, when you merge into deep sleep state, ignorant of the wise, in the deep sleep state, there is no vishesha vijnana, I am so and so. That notion is not there. But just because in deep sleep there is no notion I am so and so does not mean it is permanent, it is only temporary. As soon as you wake up, again the Vishesha Vijnana, notion I am so and so returns. So what happens? And that should happen in the death also. The time of death also, Vishesha Vijnana, I am so and so goes away. But it cannot be permanent. That also will come back. So in Vishesha Vijnana, when so and so comes back, the wise person also will emerge from Sat. So Vishesha Vijnana Bhava is also common to both ignorant as well as wise. In case of ignorant person, Vishesha Vijnana, I am so and so comes back, he will come back and he is a wise person also. Just putting them on the same platform. That for the ignorant person, even though he emerges into Sat, he emerges, so why should not wise person also? You say that no, because Vishesha Vijnana Bhava for the wise person. But Vishesha Vijnana Bhava, the ignorant also has at the time of death, but it comes back. So why should it not come back for the wise person also? So because of these two reasons, wise person also will emerge from Sat. Iti anumanat vidvat avidosho avishesha manvana. So Shvetiketu applied these two kinds of anumanam in his mind and come to the conclusion that Vidvat avidusho avishesha manvanaha. There is no difference between the wise person and the ignorant. So, on account of reasoning that is presented here in this inference, Anumanam, similar reasoning Shvetiketu may have carried out in his mind and come to conclusion that there is no difference between the ignorant and the wise person. Shankate, therefore, Shvetiketu doubts it. Yadi iti. So, Yadi Marishato, etc. is Shvetiketu's doubt. So, what is the father going to say? Anandagiri continues, Tatra Anurut Abhisandatvam Tadrik Abhisandiman Nishthatvam va Upadhiti Anumadvam Dushayitum. Anumana is that Upadhi is there. That conclusion you arrived at is based on a particular condition. Upadhi. What is it? Tatra Anurta Abhisandatvam. In first Anumanam. What is first Anumanam? That ignorance also merges into Sat and wise also merges into Sat. If ignorant emerges back from Sat, why should not the wise person also emerge from Sat? But what's the Upadhi? What's the difference there? Anurta Abhisanditvam. When ignorant person merges into Sat, he merges Anuta Abhisandhi. That with the identification with what is false. So, with identifying the false, the ignorant merges, therefore he emerges. So that's the wise person doesn't have that identification. That's the difference. So that's why the merging and emerging is different. Or, second Anumanam, that the Vishesha Vijnana Abhava is not Atyantika says, Tadrug Abhisandamat Nishthatvam va Upadhihi. Where is the Vishesha Vijnanam? In one case, Vishesha Vijnanam is located in the ignorant person. Who is he? Anurta Abhisandhi. So in one case, Vishesha Vijnana Bhava is located in the ignorant person who is identified with false. Other case, Vishesha Vijnana Bhava is located in the wise person who is identified with Satyam. So that is why there is a difference. So whether Anurta Abhisandhi is there or Satya Abhisandhi, or whether Vishesha Vijnana Bhava is located in Anurta Abhisandha or Satya Abhisandha, that difference being there, therefore the result also is different for these two. Anumadvam Dushayitam. Nobody has presented Anumanam, there is no Dushanam, but then it is understood that it is because of this Anumanam that Shvetiketu had this question. With this Dushanam, the teacher or the father has dispelled that Anumanam. Uttaram gan uttapayati tathayati thasomyayati. So that's how the father is going to reply. Going to another Tika, the last line on this page 285. Vidvat avidushoho sampattau tulyayamapi avidya sadbhava abhavabhyam avidya sadbhava sad asadbhavabhyam punaravritti anavritti iti uktam. Yatha sankyam, that samahasa is to be taken that way. Vidvat avidushoho sat sampattau tulyayam. When the wise and ignorant, their merge into sat is similar. Avidya sat asat bhavabhyam. In one case, avidya is present in the ignorant person. Other case, avidya is absent for the wise person. Therefore, punaravritti, anavritti. When the ignorant is present, punaravritti emerging in case of ignorant. When ignorance is not there, non-emerging for the wise person. Iti uktam. So it is said. So as far as this Tikakara is concerned, it is already said. Anandagiri followed Bhashya, so it is not said, so the next passage will say. According to this Tika, the Vishesha Vijnana Bhava etc. is already said, and therefore already said that there is no punaravritti for the wise person. Imam eva artham drishtana spashtikar. So, according to this Tikakara, the next passage only clarifies this with the drishtanta. Nothing new is said. So, what is said in this passage already is just clarified by the next passage. For Anandagiri, the next passage says something which is not said in this passage. That's the difference there. Yaditi. The di should be dirga actually. Drishtana is spashtiga shangade. Yadi. Because yaditi. It's not yaditi. So yadyapi karanam vidya vidyate uktam tathapi tadeva drishtana spashti kartavyam. Even though we say that vidya and avidya are the cause for non-emerging and emerging, still that needs to be clarified with drishtanta illustration. Drishtantena. So that's why he says, so drishtantena bhuyama bhagavan vijñāpayatu. He seeks drishtanta. Andu abhisande avidyatmakatvat taskaraseva bandha yujyate ityaha. So like a thief, as the next passage is like a thief, he is bound. Similarly also the one who is identified with the false also is bound. So that's what is going to be answered in the next passage. Tatha somyeti. Okay. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmedi Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.